Let's see if you can see that. That looks pretty good to me. Right now I need to find the... And this question says something about, let's see, which cylinder has the same volume as the cylinder in figure 1. So I have to find the volume of the cylinder in figure 1, and then just simply find the one that has the same thing. Where some of us are going wrong is using the calculator. So let's use the calculator properly. We have the formula pi r squared h memorized for volume of a cylinder. Or if we had it written down, we could use that, but you need to memorize it. So pi r squared, the area of a circle, pi r squared, the area of a circle, times height. That you can memorize. So pi, and then r squared. In this case, the radius is a square root of 10. So I can put in the square root of 10, but I have to remember to put this little parentheses there. And then hit this button, which is taken to the second power. That means I just took the radius to the second power. So I have pi r squared right there. Then I need to multiply times the height. And I will find exactly what the volume of this particular right cylinder is when I hit equals. It's 314 point all these numbers here. I'm going to write that down on my paper, and then I'm going to find the next one. And this one, I don't have that radical sign on the 5, so it might be a little easier. So I'll hit pi, and then r squared, which is 5 squared, so times 5 raised to the second power, and times height. And a little bit of practice, and this gets memorized easily. So pi, r squared, height. Is that the same? It's the same. Boom, I found the right answer. If I'm really careful and want to get a perfect score on my test, I check every single one. But for our purposes of this video right now, I'm going to show you some other things. Alright, here it looks like I have a fishing net or some sort of net. Norm wants to know how much pasta will fit in the strainer below. Okay, it's a strainer for pasta. I happen to love pasta. I hope you do too. I know the formula for the volume of this strainer, or this cone shape, is exactly the same as a cylinder, but divided by 3. Because a cone is 1/3 of a cylinder if it has the same base and height. But that's more information than you need right now. What we need to talk about is how to make sure we get this right. So it's pi r squared h, and then divide by 3. So again, we'll get our calculator for a cone, and we'll do pi. I'm going to exit this first though. Notice this is all the way across this circle. That is not a radius. That is a diameter. So we need to think a little bit and decide, okay, the radius would be 10. So now we'll get our calculator. We'll do pi times 10, the radius, to the second power, times the height, which is 15 in this case. So times 15. And you could hit equals right now and get 4,712, but you have to remember to divide by 3. That would have been the volume of a cylinder, but this is a cone. So it's 1570. And I found the answer right there. Closest to is 1571 if I round it up, but 1570 is closest to. Okay, let's check one more question out. Cylinders again, same exact skill, pi times this radius to the second power. There is another way to do that I saw some kids do, so let's try this. The person that I was talking about, she found the square root of 7, hit equals, and then took that to the second power and hit equals again, and realized that when you square a number in a radical sign, it just becomes 7. So an easy way to solve this would be pi times 7, which is the radius squared, times 6, the height. Formula for volume of a cylinder is a pretty easy one. Pi r squared h. the area of a circle times the height. And it looks like another 131. And we do the same thing on the other ones until we find the right answer. There's another question like that, another question like that. I want to do a sphere for you guys also. Let's see if I can find one for you. An inflatable ball. When you take tests, you have to think a little bit and decide, okay, what shape am I talking about here? An inflatable ball. It doesn't say sphere, it doesn't say rectangular prism, cylinder, or cone, or anything, but an inflatable ball is obviously, if you think about it, a sphere. And in this case, they tell me that it has a diameter of 6 inches. A diameter of 6 inches. And all these formulas use radius. Almost always they use radius. So it's going to be, an inflatable ball is 4/3 pi r cubed divided by 3. So to do a sphere with a radius of 3, like this one must have because the diameter was 6, we just do 4 times pi times that radius. The only number we need to get from the word problem is the radius. So 4 times pi times 3 to the 3rd power, a little bit different for a sphere. And that gives me that, but I have to remember to divide by 3 also, just like in a cone. And I get 113. Again, I don't see 113 in my choices here, but about how many cubic inches of air does the ball hold? About 110. I don't know why the calculator keeps dancing around like that for me, but I would click 110 and I would be right, because I just used my calculator carefully and diligently and made sure I found the right answer. Thanks for watching. Ask questions if you don't know how to use it. It's a very simple thing to learn how to use a calculator. Please be well, and thanks for watching.